How you doing? The name I choose to use while I'm online, is Comrade America. Uh, this show is going to be Comrade America Speaks because I've done a lot of writing, and my writing is all at my blog, which is lifeinafascistcountry.blogspot.com. I'll try to put it together to put that on the screen. But in there's a blog entry called, or the title is Meet Comrade America, if you want to know where the name came from. Anyway, I figured this is a real good opportunity for me to get my 2 cents in because there's an issue that's before us right now that I think the American people ought to sit back and ought to stand up once and talk about, even though nobody wants to give them permission to do so. And that is these presidential debates. You know, everybody talking about, oh, I don't know what form it should take. I'll tell you what form it should take. It should be fair. It should be fair and honest and try to get to the heart of what the issues are as much as possible. And I know exactly how we can do that. Each campaign chooses one person to be their moderator. There are two moderators. They take turns. Each of them asks one question to each of the candidates. Actually, I'd prefer they be answering in a soundproof booth, not hearing each other's answers, both answering live. Use our technology to our advantage. Don't let them copy or riff off of each other. Let's see what they really have to say. Okay? And then the other moderator gets to, who was chosen by the other campaign. Same thing. They can get to ask one question and then a follow-up, but it's got to be the same question to both candidates. You go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Figure out the timing so it comes out equal. That would be fair and equal, and there would be no other way to really do it fair and equal, where we would get to a whole lot more of the issues and get past a whole lot of the other stuff. Now, which brings up the other issue. We could do this. We could cause this to happen. You know how? The American people need to grow a pair, start learning how to use the tools at hand, such as share this. Share something that doesn't have a whole lot of people spending money on it. Share it because you heard it. It made sense. That's what our media and our technology should be used for. I've got a couple of other things in my blog about how to set up a public forum and how to tame the social media. But for now, I think we should talk about putting together a decent debate because it's still up in the air how it's going to be, and it's going to stay up in the air. And why don't we bring it down out of the air and do something that makes sense? This makes sense. Let me finish up by putting in a couple more points. First of all, you can go to my blog site, lifeinafascistcountry.blogspot.com, and you can go to the entry titled, You Say You Want a Revolution? And that gets into talking about establishing a true public forum. There's another entry in there talking about, titled Taming Social Media, which is pretty self-explanatory. But while I think we can get a handle on putting these debates together, once again, both sides get to name one moderator. The moderators take turns asking questions. I do think it'd be nice to have it all in a soundproof booth so they're not even able to hear each other and give, one answer after another with the other waits. And then they come on with another, because I'd like to get some clarity. I'd like to understand exactly where these people are coming from and not just how well they can play us emotionally. Okay? And I think by having conflicting moderators, we might actually get to some of that. But bigger point is, we, the American people, really are squandering our best opportunity. We should be much more systematic and intentional in how we use our ability to share things, especially. I'm very disappointed. I have been for the last decade, really. I don't know why people haven't just organically picked up on it. That's the way you could really do something in this environment, and a whole lot more ideas that go. Instead, we've all just been kind of put to sleep with a few social media sites, and it hasn't really been used for anything like, or even close to approaching a true public forum, which gets back to the other blog. Anyway, I just really wish people would take it more seriously. So by all means, I think anything you really think is a good idea, whether we need to have the intentionality with what we share, and we need to have the courage with what we share. That's the two together. Because in this environment, there's some questions about that. And we need to settle those questions by just being honest with what we do share.